We turn now to the fatal accident that's causing a diplomatic confrontation. 19-year-old Harry Dunn was killed last August when his motorcycle was struck by a car driven on the wrong side of the road by Anne Sacoolas in central England, according to British police. Sacoolas, the American wife of a U.S. diplomat, fled the U.K. and returned home to the United States. She's refused to return to England to face criminal charges, and U.S. officials have said that they won't extradite her because she has diplomatic immunity. Now, this week, the two allied countries, the U.S. and U.K., changed their diplomatic immunity rules. We have with us now Harry Dunn's mother, Charlotte Charles, and their family attorney, Radd Seiger. Ms. Charles, we give our deepest condolences, and we thank you so much for speaking with us tonight.
Thank you for having us.
I'd like to start with what it means to you that Anne Sacoolas has avoided prosecution for your son's death and why you're fighting to bring her back to your country.
I'm fighting it because if it was you or I, we'd be expected to do exactly what we are expecting her to do. You know, she needs to come back to the UK and she needs to go through our justice system. It's one of the fairest in the world, if not the fairest, alongside the US justice system. You know, I made a promise to my boy the night that we unfortunately lost him in the incident with Anne Sacoolas and Harry, that I would get him justice. I had no idea how hard it would be or how long it would take, but I am so determined. You make a promise to your child, you don't break it. And it's just so important to me that she comes back here and gets this over and done with. Then she can move on with her life, and we can try to rebuild ours.
The diplomatic rules, as you know, between the U.S. and U.K. have now changed, but they don't apply retroactively. They presumably won't apply to your case. Are these still changes that you believe are significant?
It is a major step forward towards getting Anne Sacoolas back. So as you say, it does not have a retrospective effect, but you know, what it means is that this will never happen again. And this amazing family, as it set out on its campaign, decided that that was really important to them. They have been through the most intense suffering, and you know, to their eternal credit, what was important to them, other than, of course, getting justice for their son, was to make sure that this never happened again. And that was the huge achievement that they got across the line this week with the help of both governments. And we give both governments credit to that. But look, you know, what they're saying is that they closed a legal loophole. The United States does not stand for allowing people to escape prosecution on the flimsiest of legal loopholes. And just imagine, had this happened in New York or in Washington, and there is precedent for that. A British diplomat had done this in either city and got on the plane and flew home. You know, the whole nation in the United States would, you know, there would be an outcry. And look, there is an outcry here. Leniency is at the heart of this justice system. And it's not about vengeance or retribution. It's just about doing the right thing.
You know, you were talking about the U.S. government, and so I wanted to say, you know, when you went to the White House last year to meet with President Trump, you were told that Sacoolas was in the very next room. You declined to meet with her. Tell us why and what you were feeling in that moment.
To be perfectly honest, it didn't even cross my mind to accept his offer. You know, I was very, very aware of the fact that we were thrown into a situation that we certainly didn't really expect. You know, we didn't know an awful lot about President Trump leading up to our visit. We're a regular family and certainly weren't political in any way whatsoever. So to have that thrown at us whilst we were there in good faith was extremely traumatic, especially only 5 or 6 weeks after losing Harry. Our heads were all over the place. Our hearts, as they still are completely in tatters. And the thought of her in possibly the next room and having to meet her was just beyond my realm of thinking. You know, she didn't have mediators, she didn't have therapists, she wasn't on mutual ground, let alone us. You know, so for both parties, it was just the wrong thing to suggest. It was just the wrong thing to have done. It needs to be on UK soil. After she's gone through the justice system, we can then start to rebuild bridges, and that's important.
And you've said, you've asked for Sacoolas to voluntarily return to the UK to face justice, saying that your country has the fairest justice system in the world. If she were to return, what do you think the outcome would likely be? And is it very important to you, or how important is it to you to see her go to prison?
It's not important to see her go to prison. That's not what we're about. It's not for us. Other families might feel very different, but that's not been important to us. We just have been very, very honest right from the start that this is a simple right from wrong case. We just want somebody to stand up, accept their culpability, go through the justice system, do the right thing. It makes absolutely no difference to us whether she was to not get convicted or be convicted and get the lowest sentencing of anything possible. It's just never been important to us. Everyone else would be expected to do so. Just go through our justice system and take whatever is handed out. But I would still like to think that the UK is the most fairest justice system in the world, and we'd help her through it if we needed to. She'd be okay.
No one should ever have to bury their child, especially at the age of just 19. Just give us a sense of who your son Harry was, his spirit, and how you'll best remember him.
That's never a hard question to answer. He was the biggest hearted, big cuddly bear of a boy, huge soul, always ready to give hugs when he sensed that you'd had a bad day, never left the house without telling us he loved us. His passion was riding motorbikes. He covered over 50,000 miles in his 3 years and 4 months of being on the road here. Most bikers don't cover that in their lifetime here in the UK. He just was a free-spirited, big-hearted lad. He was just coming into his prime. He was just showing us that he was turning into the young man that he was. He made us so proud. We were looking forward to seeing him grow from a young man into a mature man. We were looking forward to him in the future getting married, having children. I'm now never going to have the opportunity to be a grandma to his children. I'm never going to get the opportunity to see him get married. His twin brother has got to try and adjust to being an I and a me instead of a we and an us. We have lost so much. We have been robbed of so much. He's forever going to be 19. And I don't think it's too much to ask for the lady that unintentionally but still is responsible for taking his life to just face our justice system and face us and just do the right thing.
Ms. Charles, again, our hearts go out to you, and Mr. Seiger, thank you both so much for your time.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.